The camera opens on darkness. A faint heartbeat echoes. Then click flashes of light cut through the black. The sound of a camera shutter blends with whispers that grow louder, like ghosts trapped in mirrors. A woman's silhouette stands still. You can't see her face, but you can feel her presence powerful, broken, and reborn. She was gone for too long, and now every secret she left behind is waking up with her return. The world feels cold, quiet, almost breathless. The lights flicker across a marble floor covered in dust, as if time itself stopped waiting for someone. A pair of black heels steps forward, slow and steady, each tap echoing like thunder in an empty room. The air moves, the shadows shift, and something about this silence feels dangerous, beautiful, but dangerous. A long mirror stands in front of her, tall and cracked down the center. Dust dances in the air, catching tiny beams of light that escape from the window blinds. Everything feels like it's holding its breath, waiting for something to break. She reaches out, tracing her finger across the crack. Her reflection is blurry, almost unfamiliar. The silence wraps around her like an old memory. In that reflection, she sees pieces of who she used to be, a face once loved, once envied, once destroyed. The whispers begin again, soft but clear this time. They call her name, the name she tried to bury. Kimmie. The sound is both gentle and cruel, like someone reminding her of everything she lost. She closes her eyes, and for a second, her whole world turns black again, black like the secrets she kept. Black like the dress she used to wear when she owned the night. The heartbeat grows louder, deeper, like it's coming from the walls. The camera flashes again, quick images of her past flood in. Bright lights, a red carpet, people screaming her name. Then the same crowd turning away. The headlines flashing words like gone, betrayal, disgrace. The sound of a door closing echoes, sharp and final. That was the day she vanished. No one saw her leave. No one asked where she went. But now, standing in front of that mirror, she finally understands disappearing wasn't running away. It was rebirth. A faint breeze slips through the cracked window, stirring the curtains like ghosts trying to speak. She looks down at the floor, and there it is, a small black box, covered in dust. She kneels, slowly, her fingers trembling as she opens it. Inside lies an old silver locket. She opens it. Inside is a photo of her and someone else, smiling like they believed the world would always stay kind. Her eyes harden. The light flickers again, and the warmth disappears. She sets the locket and places it back, leaving the past exactly where it belongs. Her hand slides down the side of her dress as she straightens up, her breathing calm but heavy. There's something in her eyes now, a spark, a quiet rage that doesn't need words. She steps closer to the mirror. The broken reflection now splits her face into half light, half shadow. One side innocent, one side dangerous. Her lips part slightly, and though she says nothing, the silence speaks louder than any scream. She turns away, the camera following her movement as the world outside the room begins to wake. The faint hum of city life seeps through the cracks. Rain falls softly against glass, sliding down like tears that have nowhere left to go. The city is alive again, neon lights flickering over wet streets, car horns echoing through the night, laughter spilling from bars where no one remembers yesterday. But somewhere above it all, on the 14th floor of an old building, there's a window that's been closed for 3 years. Tonight, it opens. The sound of the latch breaking is small, but it feels like the world shifts. A gust of wind rushes in, carrying the scent of rain and city smoke. The curtains lift like black wings, revealing a figure standing in the dim glow of streetlights. The woman moves slowly, her fingers tracing the edge of the window frame, feeling the dust, the years, the memories that refuse to die. She doesn't say a word. She doesn't need to. Her silence is louder than thunder. In the corner of the room, a single light bulb flickers. The walls are covered with photos, faces blurred, names crossed out, fragments of old headlines taped like scars. Fashion's fallen angel, the disappearance of Kimmie Blake, the truth behind the scandal. Each paper tells the story everyone else wrote for her. But none of them are true. She knows that now. They made her the villain because it was easier than seeing the truth. And she let them because revenge is sweeter when it's silent. The old phone on the table buzzes once. The screen lights up unknown color. She hesitates for a moment, then answers. Nothing, only breathing. Slow, calm, familiar. Her hand tightens on the phone, but her voice stays steady. You took everything from me, she whispers, and now I'm taking it back. The call ends. No goodbye, no name, just silence again. But that silence feels like a promise. Outside, thunder rumbles. The camera pans to the window as she steps out of the shadows, pulling a long black coat over her shoulders. Every movement is precise, deliberate. Her heels click on the floor, echoing like a countdown. She picks up a small suitcase, its surface scratched and faded, a relic of the life she left behind. When she opens it, the contents are simple: a folded black dress, a silver locket, and a red envelope sealed with wax. She stares at the envelope for a long time before tucking it away. Whatever it holds, it's not for now. She steps out into the hallway. The lights flicker above her, casting flashes of light across her face but never revealing her fully. Only pieces. A glimpse of her eyes here, her lips there. The camera never lets us see her whole face, because Kimmie isn't just a person anymore. She's a mystery reborn. The elevator doors open with a low chime. Inside, her reflection stares back at her from the metal walls. She doesn't flinch this time. As the elevator descends, we catch flashes of memory: the night she disappeared, the betrayal that broke her, the face of the person who smiled while ending her career. But in between those flashes, there's something new: strength, calm, control. The woman who steps out of the elevator isn't coming back for forgiveness. She's coming back to finish what she started. The city welcomes her like it never stopped waiting. The rain turns heavier, bouncing off the ground, sparkling under neon signs that spell Dream looks black. She walks through it without looking up. Each raindrop seems to bend around her, as if even the storm recognizes who she is. At a nearby cafe, a group of strangers whisper when they see her silhouette through the window. No, it can't be her, one says. She's gone, but the camera follows her reflection in the glass, steady, unbroken, unstoppable. Down the street, a limousine slows to a stop beside her. The driver's window rolls down just enough for a man's voice to speak. They're not ready for you, Kimmie. She smiles, small, sharp, dangerous. They never were. The car door opens. She slides in without another word. The city lights blur past the window as the car speeds away. Her reflection in the glass merges with the passing lights. And for a moment, she looks like something not quite real, half woman, half legend. Somewhere in the distance, the same heartbeat from before begins again. But now it's stronger, steady, unstoppable. The rhythm of a comeback. The camera cuts to black. Then, faintly, a whisper drifts through the silence. She's back. The words hang there, soft but final. Not as a warning, as a declaration. The night doesn't sleep anymore. It hums low, electric, alive with the kind of energy that comes before something breaks. The city lights stretch across the skyline like veins of gold and fire. But under that beauty hides something rotten. Somewhere in those glowing towers, secrets are moving again, crawling out of their graves now that she has returned. Kimmie walks through the rain-soaked streets, blending into the rhythm of it all, faceless in a crowd that once worshipped her, now too afraid to speak her name. Every step she takes feels rehearsed, like she's been walking toward this moment for years. A giant digital billboard flashes above her, playing old footage, her face frozen in time, smiling, untouchable. The voice of a reporter cuts through the city noise. Once fashion's brightest star, Kimmie Blake vanished without a trace. Until now, the footage glitches, flickers, and dies. The screen turns black. The reflection of that blank space stretches across her face, swallowing her whole. She looks up at it, calm and expressionless, as if watching a ghost fade away. She turns the corner into a narrow alley. Neon reflections ripple across puddles as she walks. A man stands waiting under a flickering street lamp. His suit is sharp, but his eyes are tired, a face from her past. He used to be her manager, the man who sold her story for fame when she fell. When he sees her, he doesn't speak. His breath catches. Kimmie. He mutters, like saying her name might summon something dangerous. She steps closer, her heels clicking softly. "You thought I was gone," she says, voice low, almost kind. "You should have known better." He tries to smile, but it's weak. People moved on, he stammers. "You can't come back from what happened." She tilts her head slightly, like studying a mistake. "I already did." Then she hands him a small envelope, the same red one from before. "Open it," she says. He does, his fingers shaking. Inside, there's only one photograph. His face drops the second he sees it. The camera never shows us what's inside, only the fear in his eyes. "You don't understand," he whispers. "If you start this again." "I'm not starting," she interrupts softly. "I'm finishing." The rain picks up. Thunder rolls somewhere above, heavy and slow. Kimmie turns away, leaving him standing there trembling under the flickering light. The envelope slips from his hand and falls into the puddle. Red wax melts into the water, spreading like blood. She walks until the city noise fades into silence. The next scene opens in a dimly lit fashion studio once hers, now owned by someone else. Mannequins line the room, dressed in black fabric like mourning figures. A sewing machine hums quietly, though no one is there. The air smells like perfume and dust, like memories that never left. She runs her hand along the table, touching old sketches pinned to the wall. One of them bears her initials. Her eyes soften for a second, then harden again. Suddenly, the sound of footsteps echoes from the hallway. She hides behind a curtain as two voices enter, low, conspiratorial, careless. "The show's tomorrow night," one says. "She won't dare show up," the other laughs. Even if she did, no one would believe she's real. Their laughter fades as they leave. The silence that follows is heavier than before. Kimmie steps out, her reflection caught in a nearby mirror, the same broken line running down the center, splitting her image in two. She takes a pair of scissors from the table, twirling them slowly in her hand. The camera closes in on her reflection, her mouth curving into the faintest smile. "Believe me," she whispers, almost to herself. "They'll see me outside." Lightning strikes, turning the room white for a split second. When the light fades, she's gone. Only the mirror remains, cracked, trembling slightly, as if it had just seen something it shouldn't have. The scene cuts to a montage, flashes of movement, like memory fragments stitched together too fast. A shadowed figure slipping into a backstage area. A box labeled show night, a name scratched out on a guest list only to be written back in red ink. Hands painting something black over a white dress. The hum of the crowd rising in the distance. Every image comes faster, sharper, until it feels like the world is spinning towards something inevitable. The night of the show has arrived. The city doesn't breathe, it glitters. Every light, every car, every reflection in a puddle feels like it's watching, waiting. The air carries that strange stillness that comes right before chaos. Cameras flash outside the grand hall where the new fashion season is being unveiled. Reporters shout names, fans scream, and security pushes back the storm of people trying to get a glimpse of the elite. The glass doors swing open and spill golden light onto the rain-soaked steps. It's showtime. Inside, the atmosphere is hypnotic. Everything gleams: gold chairs, marble floors, chandeliers that hang like frozen waterfalls. The crowd buzzes with nervous excitement, whispering about the rumors that have haunted this season. "She's not coming," someone mutters. "She can't," another voice replies. "You think she ever left?" The words hang heavy, uncertain, like a secret everyone's afraid to believe. Backstage, the world looks different. It's chaos and beauty stitched together with trembling hands. Models move like ghosts between mirrors and racks of silk. Assistants rush, the sound of zippers and high heels filling the air. A makeup brush falls to the floor, breaking the rhythm. The designer's name flashes on a clipboard Livia Cross, the woman who stole Kimmie's empire, her art, her name. The cameras are here for her tonight. Or so she thinks. Kimmie stands in the farthest corner of the backstage hallway, hidden beneath the hum of the lights. No one notices her. They can't, not until she wants them to. Her outfit isn't one from the show. It's something else entirely, sharp, sculpted, black like midnight and memory. Every thread carries a purpose. Every fold hides meaning. Her hands are steady now, her eyes colder than the glass walls around her. The same woman who once cried under the flashes now moves like she controls them. From behind the curtains, she watches the audience settle. The lights dim. The show begins. One by one, the models walk the runway, their faces calm, their steps rehearsed, their gowns shimmering under the spotlight. But something feels off. A murmur spreads through the crowd as the lights flicker once, twice. Livia frowns from her front row seat, whispering to her assistant. The music trembles and fades, replaced by a soft hum, almost like a heartbeat. Then the lights go out completely. Gasps ripple through the hall. Cameras click in the dark. For a few seconds, there's only silence. Then, a single spotlight turns on, center stage. A figure stands there, her back to the audience. Black dress, long silhouette, unmoving. The crowd stirs. Is that? No, it can't be. The murmurs rise like waves. The figure takes one step forward, and the sound of her heels echoes like thunder. The dress moves with her, shimmering in subtle patterns, the kind that seem to breathe when you look too long. Livia rises to her feet, frozen. Her hand grips the edge of her seat. "That's my design," she whispers. But even she doesn't believe it, because she knows. Deep down, she recognizes that posture, that walk. It's the same walk that built her career. The same walk she tried to erase. The woman reaches the end of the runway. The spotlight grows brighter, slicing through the shadows, finally revealing her face, or half of it. The other half stays hidden, as if the darkness refuses to let her go. The crowd gasps. Phones rise. Cameras flash. 100 people whisper the same word at once, Kimmie, but she doesn't speak. She doesn't smile. She just stands there, calm, poised, unbreakable. The silence that follows feels like the world has stopped breathing. Then, the screens behind her light up, giant projections of the past. Headlines, photos, betrayals, all flashing in quick succession. Kimmie Blake disgraced. Career destroyed by Livia Cross. Vanished star. The images spin faster and faster until they dissolve into a single phrase. Glowing white across the screen. She was never gone. The audience erupts, half in shock, half in awe. Security moves toward the stage, but they hesitate. Livia stands frozen, her lips trembling. The cameras can't get enough. Every flash captures the same thing, power reclaimed. Kimmie turns her head slightly, her gaze finding Livia in the crowd. There's no hatred in her eyes, just quiet triumph. A look that says everything words never could. You took my name. I took it back. The music returns, soft at first, then rising, pulsing, alive. Kimmie turns and walks back down the runway. Every step she takes sends ripples through the room, the sound of heels, the weight of silence, the feeling of something ending and beginning at once. The crowd parts without being told to. As she passes, someone whispers she doesn't need revenge. She is revenge. Outside, the rain has stopped. The city lights reflect off the wet streets, creating a path of silver leading into the night. The doors of the hall burst open, and Kimmie walks out, her reflection trailing beside her in every window she passes. The world watches from screens, phones, and headlines that rewrite themselves in real time. For the first time, she isn't running from her story. She's walking right through it, dressed in black, fearless, unforgotten. The night swallows her again, but this time, it feels like the world belongs to her. The final shot lingers on her reflection in a storefront window. Her lips curve just slightly, not a smile, but something more dangerous.